Good morning. It's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. Merry belated Christmas to everyone and a happy upcoming New Year. I know when we are sick, it is extremely difficult to face milestones. Milestones are one of the most complicated and difficult things to face when you're sick, right? When you are coming up to a Christmas yet again, or a New Year's yet again, or a birthday yet again, it can be very challenging. These milestones are very weighted. They're very heavy, and they have a lot of meaning and attachment attached to them. So if you have been chronically ill for a long time, you carry the weight of all the past Christmases as you approach this Christmas that you've been ill for. And you remember all the promises that you made to yourself and all the hope that you mustered at Christmas time in order to get through it, promising to yourself that by next Christmas, you will be healed. Next Christmas, it won't be like this. Next Christmas, you are going to be okay. Next New Year's, everything is going to be better. And we have to tell ourselves these things because we need hope. We need hope in order to get to the next milestone. We need hope in order to get through this very difficult season as we watch family and friends celebrate and smile and be happy and enjoy. And it can be very difficult. And so we need to summon as much hope as we can. And the way we do it is by saying, I can suffer this Christmas, I can suffer this New Year's, I can suffer today for the promise of hope tomorrow. Because by next year, I am going to do all these things. And when next Christmas comes, I will be healed. And depending on how long you've been sick for, depending on how long this illness has gone on, the dashed hopes of the lies that you feel you've told to yourself, right, come crashing down at Christmas time because you're like, I remember telling myself this, and then the following Christmas I wasn't healed. It didn't happen. So how can I repeat this same thing? How can I try to get this same hope going again to get through this year? Because, how can I know next year? But seemingly we do. We gather and summon our hope anyway. And we make the promise because we have to. Because we have to find hope. We have to be able to get to the next year. We have to be able to have something to look forward to. And so we tell ourselves, next year it will be different. Things will be different. But every year, and especially if you've been sick for, years and years, even decades, every time it comes around again, you remember the previous promise and you feel like you've lied to yourself. It gets harder and harder to summon the hope, to keep going. And we start to add up the failures. We start to add up these failures. And so every time Christmas comes around, we have all these previous disappointments attached to it. All the lies and previous dashed hopes, the heaviness, the weight, the feeling of hopelessness starts to sink in because how can I make this promise to myself yet again? It feels hopeless. Look how many times I've done this. Look how many cycles this has happened. How can this be? And we start to beat ourselves up. We start to feel like failures. So we carry the feeling of failure, the feeling of disappointment, the feeling of heaviness, of heartbreak, of grief-strickenness in our heart. We carry this hopeless, helpless, and real victimhood mentality with us because, quite frankly, you feel like a victim. You feel so hopeless. You feel so it's so weighted and it's so heavy and it's so hard to face these milestones as they come up because you feel like you've been there, you've done that, and with each one it just adds a weight, adds another weight. And so with each milestone, it can be very, very difficult because you have all these anchors weighing you down, have all these rocks, all these years, all these promises, this heaviness that's weighing you down from years past, from cycles past, from milestones past that seem to be carried with us forward. Each new milestone, each new year, they're carried with us, and they're not serving us in any way. They're just adding to that fear, adding to the hopelessness, adding to the heartbreak, adding to the victimhood mentality, adding to the heartbreak, adding to the sadness, adding to the grief. They're adding to the pile. And so, it can be very, very difficult to break out of this cycle. But the good news is that this milestone that you're up against, that feels heavy, that feels difficult, that feels hard, and that feels weighted and like you possibly couldn't get through it again. It is here as a massive growth opportunity for you. It really is a trauma, all these milestones that we come up against every year. A past experience, an energetic heaviness that's right here in front of you in a timely manner that can be cleared. So this is a massive opportunity here for you. Getting through the holidays, not just getting through them, not just suffering through them, not just surviving them, but clearing the past energies and trauma that surround them, clearing all the weights. And by clearing these weights, by clearing this heaviness, by clearing these past milestone experiences and traumas, these past failures, these past hopeless moments, these past weights that hold us down, when we clear this energy, we have a real opportunity to let go of not just the disappointment and the hopelessness of this milestone, but of all the milestones previous to that, of last Christmas and the Christmas before that and the birthday before that and Valentine's Day and New Year's Day and everything. When we work on clearing and healing the past feeling of failure and feeling of shame and feeling of guilt and feeling of sadness, when we clear these energies, we're actually left with hope again. It's easier to summon the hope again. And that's what you need. We don't want to tie every milestone to the last milestone. We want it to be a brand new energy going forward. We want it to feel new. We want it to feel weightless. We want it to feel exciting. We want it to feel like a real opportunity. We want it to feel hopeful. So we have to first start by, what are the feelings? What are the emotions? What are the energies that surround us, that are weighing us down, that are getting in the way? And if I was to guess, the energy would be hopelessness. The energy would be a feeling of extreme disappointment, like a complete failure, like you're not smart enough, like you're not good enough, like nothing good ever happens to you. This feeling of hopelessness and this feeling of, what's the point? Why bother? Why try? I'm not good enough and I'm never going to be. We carry shame with us, the shame of wanting it, of trying, and then of failing. Why aren't I healed yet? Why can't I figure this out yet? Am I not smart enough? Did I not try hard enough? Did I not do enough? Did I not say enough? Did I not think enough? Like, why have I failed at this? This real sense of blame that you place on yourself and sense of shame in the eyes of others. Maybe you feel judgment and criticism from others, judgment and criticism from yourself. And most of all, a feeling of anger towards yourself, anger towards God, anger towards time, and an unforgiving heart towards yourself. You cannot forgive yourself for failing, for disappointing yourself, for not doing enough, for not trying hard enough, for not being smart enough, for not being good enough. This extreme disappointment in yourself that weighs you down. And so we need to let those feelings be felt. We really need to see them for what they are, to see all of them. What is there? What is the emotion that you're feeling? What is the energy? Where is it? Where do you feel it in your body? What sensation does it bring up in your body? This feeling of extreme disappointment, feeling like a failure, the anger, the unforgiveness, the hopelessness, right? How does that emotion feel? And where do you carry it in your body? And we want to clear the emotion. We want to forgive ourselves and love ourselves. And we also want to let go of where we're carrying it in our body. And this helps us be able to move forward. It helps us be able to see things in a new light. Okay, sorry, it's a new day. I lost power with my phone. I don't remember what I was saying yesterday. But my point is when we carry this baggage forward year after year, when we carry this victim mindset, when we carry the heaviness, when we carry the energy, we start to form these beliefs that we can't heal, that we're broken, that we can't fix it. And those beliefs get stuck in our head and they weigh us down, and we carry them year after year after year. And this is the problem. This is what's weighing us down, especially when it comes to milestones. So we have to clear those. So how do we clear them? Well, first you have to feel them. You want to sit. You can do this a number of different ways. There's tons of different modalities that you can use, whatever resonates with you. But you want to start by feeling these heavy emotions. These emotions that have kept you sick, these beliefs that you've installed in yourself. You know, that these milestones come, the heaviness that you hold in your body. We want to feel this, acknowledge it. And we can do that through meditation by sitting and just recognizing what's here, recognizing all the emotions, recognizing where we feel it in our body. Feel it, feel it, feel it. We might even have to cry it out. We can do this through a journaling session. You can journal. You can talk about in your journaling session, just let it rip, all the grief, all the anger, all the feelings, all the emotions. Let them rise up to the top on the page about all the milestones that have passed, and the anger and the frustration and everything that you feel for still not having been healed yet. And we could talk it out. We could do, talk therapy. We could tell this to somebody. We could cry. We can scream it. We can cry it, but we have to feel it in some fashion. We can do EFT tapping. So if EFT tapping is your thing, you can do a round focused on this. Right? Even though this milestone is coming up again and I'm still not healed, even though all this time has passed, even though I'm still symptomatic, even though I broke the promise to myself, even though I don't know what to do, even though I'm not sure how to heal, right? We're doing these rounds, we're tapping, even though I'm still sick, even though I don't know how to heal myself, even though it's been another year, even though I feel like I lied to myself, even though all this fucking time, right? I completely love and accept myself. I forgive myself. I want to let this go. I choose to let this go and go into a new year with no previously held beliefs. I choose to let the past go, right? So you want to do EFT rounds of this. Even though all this is true, I choose to let the past go. I choose to let the past go. I choose to move forward with no expectations. I choose to move forward with no expectations. I choose to move forward and let the past go. I choose to stop holding the energy of yesterday. I choose to forgive myself. I choose to forgive myself. I choose to forgive myself. So however you do this, whether you do it in a journaling session, you let it out, you feel it, you feel it, you feel it, you feel all the feelings. all the anger, all the frustration, whether it's in tapping, however you move this energy. And then you end it by installing new beliefs, new things that you want to do, new choices that you're going to make, letting go of the past, full acceptance of your situation in the now, and saying that we're going to move forward with new hope, with new expectations, letting the old beliefs go, right? We want to install like a new energy so we can wipe the slate clean and move forward again without all these heavy ties weighing us down. And so that means we have to feel them, we have to acknowledge them, we have to let them out. And then we have to reprogram with new beliefs, with new choices that we make, with new forgiveness in our hearts for ourselves, for our situation, and new hope, new renewed hope in our soul. And then you need to make a choice to let all that go, to let the negativity go, to let the past go, and choose differently. And when we choose differently, we choose a new path forward for ourselves, a new way forward to that next milestone that isn't on repeat, that isn't just lather, rinse, repeat, and we'll come up with the same outcome. It's new, it's filled with hope, and we're not just doing the same things, we're making new choices. And what we want to do is we want to go in alignment with what makes us happy, what fills us with joy. And I know you're thinking, nothing fills me with happiness or joy because I'm sick. I don't care about happiness. All I want to do is be healthy. It happens the reverse, right? You move towards a state of happiness and then you start to become healthier, not the other way around. You don't wait to be happy once you've recovered your health. You start to move in this new year, during this new milestone, towards now what makes you happy, what fills you with joy. You forget your illness, pretend you're not sick, detach from your symptoms, detach from your label, detach from your diagnosis, detach from your sensations, and just think, how can I fill my life up with things that give me meaning, joy, happiness, despite this? If I wasn't sick, would this routine fill me up? Am I doing anything that brings me joy, that brings me a sense of meaning, fulfillment, purpose, love, joy, happiness? And now restructure your life in order to follow those. Your health will follow, because yes, you need to do protocols. Yes, there's a number of things that you need to do in order to help heal. But if you're not creating a life that you love, following your happiness, following your joy, it's going to be very hard to heal. And I know you don't have much joy. I know you can't feel this. But when we choose to let go of the past and choose to let go of what weighs us down, we need to replace it. We need to replace it so that we're moving towards something that's new and different and better. And the only thing that we can move towards is things that, if we weren't sick, would be fulfilling to us, would make us happy, would satisfy us, would make us feel good, calm, at ease, peaceful. Do you like the diet that you're eating? Does it make you feel good? Do you like the partner you're with? How can you spend more quality time with people you love? How can you spend more quality time in nature or doing things that fill you up and make you feel good? What brings you some peace? What brings you ease? What brings you joy? You know, anything. It doesn't have to be to do with health. It can be to do with anything. And when we move our life in this direction, we inevitably move towards healing. So the point is, try to find a way to live your life with the energies that you want to create. Love, joy, happiness, satisfaction, creativity, contentment, peace, ease, fulfillment. You want to try to live. The point is not to suffer. When we suffer, it's because we're holding on to the old energies, to those negative past experiences and the old energies of the victim mentality that are keeping us stuck. And yes, they happened, and yes, they're horrible, and yes. But if we don't feel them and experience them and then release and let them go and replace them with what we want, try to replace them with all the new energies that you do want. You want to move towards the next milestone, not with this fighting energy where I'm going to do it this time, I'm going to beat this time, I'm going to fight myself all the way until next year, and do the exact same things in the exact same way. You're not going to make forward progression. We let go of these old energies and we say, how can I create a life that I love now? How can I move towards the energy of health? The energy of health, right? The energy of health is love, is peace, is ease. How can I fit ease into my day? How can I fit peace into my day, joy into my day? How can I begin to live with new energy, with new, with new routines? How can I begin to feel into these changes that I want into my life? How can I create a life that is all about health? Right? That is about ease, that is about peace, that is about joy, that is about love, that I do feel good about, that I feel fulfilled and satisfied. And if I could ignore the fact that I was sick, would I like this life? Would I love myself? Would I feel good about myself, my relationships, my activities, my hobbies, my daily routines? Would I feel good and inspired and at ease and peace? And is there joy built into this? Because if not, we're going to stay stuck in those old energies that aren't doing anything but weighing us down. We have to release them. In order to release them, we have to replace them with something new, with a lightness, with this lightness. I know you're thinking, like, I can't do this. I'm sick. I don't feel good. I don't know how to do that. The energy is weighing me down, not the other way around, but it's not true. You're being held captive by your past stories. You're being held captive by your past experiences, by your past traumas, by this illness, by the energy of the emotions that are built up in your body surrounding your illness and everything you've been through. And we have to find a way to release, to let go, to live in full radical acceptance of where we are, and that we can't change that, but what we can change is our energy, is our life, is where we're headed. We can release what no longer serves us and build in new things. And this is how we're able to face new milestones. This is how we're able to make progress towards where we actually want to go for the following year, instead of just repeating Groundhog Day. And I know that's not what you want to do. So I know this is going to sound too hard to do and easier said than done, but trust me, I've been there. I understand. I know how hard it is, but you've got to stop focusing on your illness. You've got to stop focusing on your symptoms and your sensations, because when you do, you are building a life around what you focus on. And if you don't want to be sick and you don't want to have symptoms and you're focusing on them, you are actually building a life around them. You're building this life that you don't want. You've got to find a way to let your mind do something else. Let it be distracted by anything else that's better. Read a book, watch a movie, interact with family and friends, play a game, do anything. Do dishes, go for a walk, do anything that is slightly better than just focusing on your symptoms, sensations, or illness. Start to construct a life you love, a life where the focus is anything other than illness, because that's the life you're actually trying to construct. You've got to stop complaining to the ones you love, complaining about your illness. I know how hard it is to suffer in silence, to suffer alone, to be going through it with no one to share it with no one to care, with no one to sympathize or empathize or get compassion from. It is extremely difficult. And that's why, even though we don't want to, we continue to complain. We complain because it's just too hard. Otherwise, we just feel so alone, right? But the more you complain about your symptoms, you're building relationships around and surrounding your illness. You're building relationships that have your illness as the starring role. You're placing your illness in the center of your life, the center of your focus, the center of your relationships. the center of your conversations. And we can't do this. We cannot construct a life, a healthy life, a life where you're healed when we've put our illness in the focus. So no matter how difficult it is and how alone you feel, you've got to stop complaining about your symptoms. You've got to stop complaining. And you've got to, when you feel like you're suffering alone and you wish you could just complain or talk about it, then you've got to journal about it for yourself. You've got to find a way to show up for yourself. Hear yourself, listen to yourself, witness yourself, see yourself, and then release it and purge it from yourself and replace it with something else. Replace it with a new energy, replace it with hope, replace it with anything different and new, because we're building a new life and you've got to be able to show up for yourself and feel it until you need to. Talk about it to yourself, cry, whatever you need to do, and then release and let go and replace it with what you do want. Build the focus of your life around what you do want. This is really important. It doesn't have to be anything, right? What do you want to eat that's healthy? Go find a recipe that you can enjoy making and cooking and immerse yourself in it. Watch a show, go for a walk. It doesn't have to be life shattering. Go to a little coffee shop on the street and order your favorite tea. Go sit out and look at the lake. Do anything. Read a book, flip through a magazine, start a project. I mean, I know none of these things are going to hold your attention, because symptoms and sensation and illness is what we're riveted to. But we've got to find a way to uncouple ourselves from this illness, to find a new focus, to find new things to talk about. Even if we have to force it at first, we have to find ways to enjoy ourselves, to bring joy and love and health and peace and ease and all of the good emotions, all of the good energies into our life, and create a life around that. Healing will come when you start to move, let go of the limiting beliefs, let go of the old energies that are holding and weighing you down, and you begin to create something new that you're moving towards. This is how we do it. And you're lucky, because right now we've had some milestones. We have Christmas, we have New Year's, we have these milestones here right in front of us that are bringing out some of our worst insecurities and our worst emotions and feelings and past traumas and feelings and emotions that are rising to the top, and our victim consciousness and everything. And we have a chance right here to look at these things, to feel them, to feel them, to let them go, to have radical acceptance around them, to release them, to replace them. We can use these milestones right here, right now, to create something new, to create something inspiring, to create something that moves us towards health and hope and healing. And so I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you've really heard my message here, and that you can start to do this, because the milestones are here. They're hard, and they are your opportunity. They're our opportunity to do it differently, to do it in a new way, to face what's right here in front of you and release it and create something new. So your opportunity is here. I hope you grab it, and I hope you begin this new year with new energies as we move towards health and healing, full and complete health and healing in 2024. Remember, this milestone and the heaviness around it is a representation of everything that you don't want in your life. So acknowledge that, let it go, and create what it is you do want. You have that power. You can do it. I know you can. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.